Hey, good morning, hobby friends. Warren D in the CLE here. Early on a Saturday morning. Um, Got a nice little windy storm out here going on. Um, Today we're going to talk about my hobby mistakes, some lessons learned, and then of course we'll get to the fun stuff too. Is we'll look at some cards and some pickups from the week, and just just have some fun again. That's what this is all about. That's what we're here for. Um, First off, I'd like to give a little shout out to my brother Ryan. Today is his birthday. So happy birthday, bro, man. I love you. Hope you have a great day today. So that being said, let's get into it. Um, Hobby mistakes. I've made a lot of them. I'm sure we all have. And a lot of it has to do with buying and selling. Um, Me personally, I had to have a basically come to Jesus talk with myself, and my wife had that talk with me too, trust me. And I deserved it. Um, Way overspent. Uh, Looking for that golden ticket that never came. And that's fine. And, it's like hitting the damn lottery. You hope and pray that you're going to hit that one big card that's going to take everything away and pay off some debt. Well, it doesn't always happen. You got to be realistic with yourself. I spent thousands of dollars I shouldn't have, and over COVID and all that stuff too. But what I had to do is I had to make it right, and not just for me, but also for my family because I didn't do things in the right way, and um, I sold a lot of that stuff back, and I made all the money back, and I got to zero. And then I said, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. Moving forward, all the sales are going to be separated into a separate account, um, which took a while. We kept it in with what I was doing with like the family finances, all that. It just got too much. There's too many transactions going back and forth. So finally, we said, hey, let's create a separate account and have the hobby money in that account. And the nice thing about it is, if the money's not there, guess what? I don't buy cards. It's very simple. Um, Fortunate for me that I did have the cards to sell, and I got back to zero, and I was selling cards over time. And then, you know what? We had some stuff come up about fixing cars, or the cat got sick that cost like $900 or something like that. It was, but um, I had the funds in the account. I'm like, well, just leave it there. Just leave it there, dear. Well, that'll be for the cat. I got more stuff I can sell and move on, and I'll grade more cards somewhere down the road and do all that. But it's just you got to be honest with yourself and honest with if you have a significant other of what you're doing. I was buying stuff and then trying to make sure I got to the mailbox that day, and it was just the wrong thing to do, and I shouldn't have done it. But hey, this isn't my penance or anything like that. My wife, I made things right, and that's the right thing to do. It's just be honest with yourself. Don't overspend. Know what you're buying, uh, and know who you're buying from. Trust those individuals that you're buying from. Uh, we've all probably been screwed at some point or another. Um, Whether it's been just shady dealers or shady people on eBay, or I don't buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace unless I can actually go see it, touch it, feel it, smell it, all that stuff. If I'm going to look at a collection, I want to see it first. Um, Especially vintage. Be careful buying vintage without actually seeing and touching the card. You know if it's real by feeling it and touching it and smelling it. Um, I've been screwed too, man. Buying stuff on eBay, saying vintage card, I get it in hand, and I'm like, well, one, it's not the same card that's pictured. They send me a reprint, um, thinking I don't know, and I cut it, and then of course, it takes a while. You got to wait for eBay 4 days or whatever it used to be. It's not that way now, I don't think, but just to get your money back. So just know who and what you're buying. That's very, very important, I think. Um, Be careful of FOMO too. If you don't know what FOMO is, I'm sure most of you do. For those who don't, it's fear of missing out. Um, It's very easy to get influenced by folks on YouTube and TikTok and IG and all that fun stuff. Know what you're paying. Hey, you have a budget, right? Know what you're doing. Um, just because somebody says, "Hey, this is a great card," and it's happened to me. Oh man, I've never seen that card. I got to go find it. Boom, done. And if it's a cheap card, that's fine. But be careful if you're going to spend thousands of bucks. You better know what you're doing. Um, it's very easy to get sucked in, and it's hard not to sometimes. You got to have that self restraint, which for me sometimes is very hard to do. And uh, and that's something I had to work on too. Hey, I'm 51 years old, and I'm still learning every day how to be a better person. And I think that's the way to handle it. Um, if you're going to grade cards, and I'm going to show a card here, I make sure you're sending the right cards to grade, like I mentioned earlier, but also really look at them and make sure, hey, has this been altered in any way? Have you noticed it? I sent off a card, and I'm going to show it here in a minute, and it came back a 7, and I'm looking at him like, well, that card's trimmed. How the heck did I miss that? And I'm like, nah, somebody had to switch cards. And I'm like, no, maybe not. And I didn't realize until I've been sorting through cards and reorganizing some stuff. And I actually found the card that was supposed to go to SGC. I somehow put the wrong card in the wrong top loader, the one I had, and it was circled, and it said trimmed. And I sent the wrong card. I actually have the right card that's supposed to go, that's going to go back out to SGC. But here's the card. 1985 Topps Kirby Pucket Rookie. Now, it's really noticeable on this side, and I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. You can kind of tell it's really short. It's a little wonky, almost a wavy kind of cut. I'm like, whoever did that did a really bad job, and shame on me for missing it. And obviously, I'll never be able to sell this card because I would never do that. It's wrong. I'm keeping this card in my collection, so this will be my Pucket Rookie, and it's going to be meant to be as a reminder to, hey, pay attention to what you're doing, and make sure you're sending the right stuff off. Now, mind you, this card got a 7, so obviously SGC missed it too. So mistakes happen. We all make mistakes. Now, we got to learn from them, right? That's life in general. We learn from our mistakes, try to avoid those mistakes moving forward. I'm not telling you what to do or how to hobby. You hobby how you want. It's your money. You spend it how you want. It's your hobby. You hobby how you want. That's the way I look at it. I'm not here to preach or tell anybody. These are just my experiences and how I do things and how I've corrected what I'm doing. What else? Another thing too, man, there's no credit cards on my accounts. I enter everything manually every single time. That way I know I'm only going to use that account. Yes, it sounds silly. That's just the way I do things. Just makes it a little bit easier for me because it makes me more conscious of, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm buying. I know what I'm spending. Okay. That's just how I do it. What else? I don't know. Just lessons learned, or just if you're buying and selling, educate yourself. Make sure, especially if you're going to be spending a lot of money, just educate yourself on comps of the cards, recent sales. If you're not sure, look it up. If you're not sure, ask somebody. There's always somebody to ask. Email, text, that might have more knowledge than you. I certainly don't know everything. This hobby's too vast to know everything. And I find new cards every single day. Man, how did I miss that, or where? I found a couple Topps Tiffany cards that were stuck on the back of other cards of not even the same player. And I'm like, how did they get in there? And you buy some of these bulk lots and things like that, and people's collections, and things just get mixed up. So that being said, let's show some cards. The Pucket card, obviously, hey, what are you going to do about it? It is what it is. But sometimes you find some really good stuff. I bought a lot. It was 1983, but they're the 1953 Bowman color reprints. 70 card lot. The reason I bought it had some Indian stuff in there, and you guys know Indians. I love the tribe and Guardians and whatnot. So, and when I bought the lot, I never paid attention. I flipped through the cards, and the other day I was going through, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking at it. It was an early win. I'm going to show it, and it's going to be hard to see. But if I tilt it maybe enough in the light, you can kind of barely see it. It's autographed by Early Win. And I compared it to other examples of his auto. It's real. It's definitely in ballpoint pen, but I never saw it. And you could tell it. If I just hold it like this, you can't tell. It's really hard to see, I think. For me, I had to put my glasses on. And I'm like, wow, what a great surprise. And I'm like, looking, I'm like, wow, there's another Hall of Fame auto. Didn't know I had it. And then come to think of it, I started going through, and without even realizing, I have 32 Hall of Famer autographs, albeit on cards, photos, postcards, Perez Steel, baseballs. I was like, all right, I'm kind of digging that collection. I kind of like it. So that being said, you'll see this. I have this back here. We're going to talk about this on another video, but that was a project I did during COVID. But I'm missing Eddie Murray. It's every single player on the 95 Indians who played on that team that year, and every single card's autographed if they existed. But I was able to finally pick up an Eddie Murray in an Indians uniform, albeit this is immaculate. It's an unlicensed product, so there's no logos on it, but at least he's in the colors. And this is numbered out of 10, and it's a game-used patch, and obviously that's kind of a boring napkin patch, but that's fine. I wanted the auto. And it's really nice auto. It kind of has that shadow box effect to it because he signed it on like a acetate, and they created like a shadow box effect. It's going to be hard to see on video, but just a beautiful card. I got it for a really, really great price. Just unbelievable. Very happy to have it. And that's going to go in this spot, if I can find it, right there. That's just a 3,000 hit club medallion from Topps. It was just a nice card, and it fit, and it had the logo, but I wanted the auto in there, so that's going to work fine for me. Another auto from a guy that left us too soon is Doug Jones. Back, 87, 88, 89, he was a stellar closer on mediocre team. 5-time All-Star, just a stud closer there. He had some good years with Houston as well. Had a 20-year career. As I mentioned, a 5-time All-Star. He passed away in 2021, but just there's no CSA, there's no COA with this. I've seen enough Doug Jones autos to know it's real, and he always put PTL on there. For those of you who don't know, he's a very religious guy. PTL is praise the Lord. So, may you rest in peace, Doug Jones. A couple other fun things I picked up. A couple more Hall of Famers. Now, I already had a Stan Musial auto on a ball, but I saw this for a really good price, and I really like the Hall of Fame induction plaque postcards. So just a really nice auto there. Then, and I have a couple Brooks Robinsons, but same thing. Really sharp, nice auto on the Hall of Fame plaque postcard. I just enjoy looking at them. They look really nice sitting up on my shelves. Just really enjoy that. And then another fun piece I picked up here recently. So this is the exact year I don't recall, but the 1947 to 66 exhibit card of Larry Doby. There is a variation where it says, where it says down here, it says an exhibit card. that is missing. I haven't found one yet. I've seen them out there. But just a really nice exhibit card of Larry Doby. Very undersung in the hobby. I think his hobby love is starting to grow a little bit for me. And that's fine. That's what it should be. He dealt with all the same stuff Jackie did. Heard all the nastiness of the way human beings can be. But just a great player and a great man. And I got a few autos of his as well. But just very, very enjoyable. Couple more cards to show you here. Waited a long time. I finally picked up a really nice example. So I picked up this beautiful 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie. It's in a 6, but it's a sharp 6. It's got a couple little corner issues, but I think the resolution's pretty good. I like the colors of it. Super sharp for me. And really nice price, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. Big Ricky guy. As I mentioned in a few other videos, I've become a huge fan of the mid-90s Pinnacle cards, especially like the Starburst and the museum collections. This Manny is just beautiful. Big Manny guy. I love this Eddie Murray right here. This is the Starburst version. Not the museum collection, but man, what a beautiful card. I love the way it shines. And I think it's just a great, great, great card. They're not expensive. A little more than base, but not much more, really, in all honesty. Another Manny. Swing Man. There it is. Oh, yeah. You get that nice Dufex effect. Sharp. Last one of Manny. I think it's just a great, great likeness of him. Great photo. Just a well-done card. Love having it. Then, just to finish this off, want to try to keep this real, guys. Just the fun oddball things. I told you I'm eclectic. I like the weird stuff. So I picked up these years ago. So they're going to be hard to tell. These are 1980s. These are media slides. And I wish I can get, they're kind of hard to see. But there you go. They're just media slides that the teams would put out picture day, and they would go out to the media. They're 35 millimeter slides. Guys most folks our age will know the old slide projectors. Put them in the little round thing and turn it on, put it on a screen, and you could show a bunch of slides. And I have a bunch of years. There's a Jorge Ortiz. Trying to see. There's a good classic Indians guy, Toby Hara. Just fun stuff, guys. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to spend some of your morning or afternoon or whenever you watch this. But just enjoy the hobby. Enjoy your family. Take the time to really smell the roses, man, because life goes by too fast. And what we all have in common is cards and heroes. And I wish you guys all the best. And I'll see you again next week. We'll do this again. Take care. Bye.